welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Let's make something together. Hello crafters and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to make a card using products from the From Lizi website. This is card 5 in a series of 10. Usually when I get the From Lizi kit, I like to make 10 cards and show them all in one video. But this time around I'm doing like the 10 days of Christmas, so I'm doing a card a day. So like I said, today is card 5 and we get in our kit lots of fabulous products, but Lizi also has add-on products that she has available in the web shop. So I have got some from Lizi, and one of those is this. It's the Merry die set. This comes with 4 wreath dies and 1 word die. This is the Merry word die. Now if you have again watched my other videos, which I will have linked down below, if you haven't seen cards 1, 2, 3 and 4, there are links to them down below. But these dies, we have a die that will die cut out the wreath. You also have a die that will die cut out the shadow of the wreath. So there's a large and a small one. And what I have done is I have cut them out, and I'm going to show you those in a moment. But I thought what we would do was do a card that's like a bauble on the front of it. So to do that, I'm going to use some of the nesting dies that Lizi has in the website in her shop. She has these circle nesting dies as well as some rectangle nesting dies, and the rectangle dies, the largest one will make an A2 card. These dies, the largest one measures, so it's a really nice size to have. So I've taken this die here and I have taken a piece of light cardstock. This is 160 GSM cardstock. You could use computer paper as well, and I have taken the die, and this die measures, let me just confirm, 3 3/4 in diameter. I've taken this die, put it on my page, and I've kind of centered it on this page where I want it to be, and I have put this through my die cut machine, and that way it's die cut out this circle for me. Now the reason for that is I'm going to use this circle as a mask, and I'm going to do some ink blending, and then I'm going to pop my wreath in the middle. I'll use the peel-offs as like my string, and then I'll put my Merry Christmas sentiment. So that is the plan for this card. Now let me go through what you're going to need, and you won't need much. So I have a card base here, and this piece measures 12 inches by 6, and I'm going to score this at 6 inches down the middle. I also have 2 pieces of black cardstock which measure 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and then I have this piece here in white. I have 2 of these, and they measure 5 5/8 by 5 5/8. I'm going to pop one over the top like this, and it'll give me a lovely border. You can see it here on this one. This is going to be inside my card like so, and I love the pop of black with the "We wish you a Merry Christmas." This stamp is a stamp from a previous kit that I got. This is from the November 2022 kit, and this is the stamp here. I love it. And there's little ditty stamps as well, and they're tiny little hearts. I hope you can see those there. And I have stamped them around my Christmas tree because I feel the front is going to be a bauble, so a Christmas tree is the perfect thing to put on the inside. Now let me show you the wreaths that I have die cut out. So I've die cut out, this is the background or the shadow, so I have that done there, and then I've die cut it out in a dark green, I've die cut it out in a light green, and then I die cut it out in red. Now I die cut it out twice in the red because I just cut off the little round circles and stuck them over the top. You can see the back of this is all green. This is what you'll get die cut out, and then when you add on your pops of red, it looks like this. I've also used some accent glaze or glossy accents. I have some accent glaze. It's nearly dry, so I'm being very careful. And what I've done is with a white gel pen, I've gone around each of the little red circles or berries and give a little highlight using my gel pen. So I have done that on my dark green and I have done it on my lighter green. So what I will do is I will match up my dye on the background. Then what I'll do is I'll take this one and pop that on over it so it layers up. And then I took the smaller one. Again, I die cut it out in green and in red. I cut off all the little red circles and added them on. And then I added my white gel pen and my accent glaze to the top. And that is going to sit in here like so. And that'll be my wreath then, that will sit on top of my bauble on the front of our card. So that's our wreath done. The only other thing was I took this Merry Christmas sentiment, and this is from the Love from Lizi November 2020 kit. You can see it just here. I die cut this piece out 3 times and I've layered them together for a little bit of dimension. So I could pop that over the top there, but I think I'm going to put it up above there like so on our card. So we have all our bits and pieces here ready. The next thing I want to do is some ink blending with you. So let me clear off my table and we'll start that. So I have everything here on my desk ready now to do some ink blending. This is a large sheet of gridded paper, and what I did was I've this laminated, and it gives me a nice background to work when I'm ink blending to keep my tabletop clean. So I have my blending brush, I have my VersaFine ink, this is Morning Mist. I have my die cut out piece here to do my bauble. I have my piece of white cardstock here, and I've used some this is a removable, a low tack tape that I use, so it's going to hold my page down in place. I'm also going to add a little of this as well onto this piece because I don't want this moving while I'm ink blending. I will kind of hold it in place, but that should work. And I'm just going to take the tack off that, but it is removable, so it should work fine. So then I want to pop this now over my my white piece that's going to be our front, and I'm just lining this top piece up with it. So there should be a little bit of overhang there at the top and the bottom and the sides because I don't want my ink to transfer. So I'll add that down there now, and now we can do some ink blending. So what I want to do is add some ink to my brush and then tap it off. I want to start with a very gentle ink blending. All I want to do is define the edge of my circle. It's always easy to go in and add your ink, but it's very hard to take it away. So that's why I'm going nice and gently over this. But I do want it to be defined, so we'll bring it in, and I'm kind of blending from this top piece into my card underneath. So we'll do this now the whole way around, and you can always peel it back and see how it's looking if you need to add more, or you know, if you're happy with how it looks. It's very hard to kind of gauge it when it's like this. It's very kind of hard to see if you have enough, but I just want to leave a halo of white in the middle there. So I'll just, it looks a little dark there compared to over here, so I'll just bring on another bit, and I think I'll go a little bit heavier here at the bottom. And once you're happy with how it looks, you can have a peek. So I'm going to peel this up very carefully and just have a peek under, and you can see there our bauble looks really well. So I'm going to take this top piece off now, just nice and carefully and gently peeling it off. I don't want it to take up any of the paper, and if you're very careful with it, you can use this mask a couple of times, and the more you use it, the less tacky it'll be. If you've any little bit of residue left, you can use an eraser to take that off, and I will do that later, but I'm happy enough with this. I've got a few bits there, I'm gonna brush them off. Lovely, delighted with that. So I'll close up my ink and remove that because I don't want that going anywhere it shouldn't, and I'll just wipe off the top. Perfect. So now that I'm happy with that, I can take this off and I can work now on putting this on the front of our card. So I have my card base scored and folded, and I have my black piece of cardstock. I'm going to add a little bit of my liquid adhesive now to my panel, and I'm going to add that onto the black cardstock and then add that onto our card base. And now I can add my piece for the inside as well. So now we just need to add our wreath on top. So I haven't glued this together yet. I'm going to do that now, and to do that I'm going to use my Cosmic Shimmer glue. So we will have our background go there, and if you don't want the background on there, you don't have to put it on there. I just thought it would be nice to use the two of them, so it would look something like that without the background on it, and then we'll put this on. And I do like having the little bit of sparkle behind, so I'm going to add a little bit of glue to this piece. And now we can add our layers of our wreath. So what I want to do first is make sure I have it in the right orientation, and that looks perfect there. So I'm gonna do that. So I'll flip it over this way, add a little bit of adhesive. Now sometimes you are better off to use some double-sided tape on a shiny surface, but I'm just going to use my liquid adhesive. So I think that looks fine there. And now we can add our second one. So we're going to offset that so it's like so. And again, we'll use a little bit of glue for this too. And I'm not going to glue down these the berries here. I'm just going to add glue to what looks like the branches, really. Now you could die cut some leaves and different things. In the kit we got a lovely ribbon that has leaves on it. Fortunately that was missing out of my kit, otherwise I could have added that on. So we'll just see which way this sits the best. So I'm just going to turn it around until it's sitting where I'm happy with it. So I think we'll go like that. And because I haven't glued these down, it'll give a look of dimension to it. And then we have our final little one here then, and that's going to cover in. Now you could just go with the 2 layers and pop your Merry Christmas on over it, but I really like the idea of a nice full wreath. So again, I'm going to add some liquid glue on here and onto the leaves. And that'll be perfect. We'll add that then, and I'm going to try and have it so that's kind of centered there like that. Lovely. Perfect. That'll do nicely. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is add my peel-offs, and you can see here I have loads of little pieces, and that's going to work perfectly now. So it'll look as if it's the string. So I'm going to add that to here, making sure it's kind of centered. And then you could tuck it behind if you wanted, and before you glued it down, but I'm just going to cut it off. And I'll use my scissors for that. Perfect. Now you could do a little bow. I don't have the ribbon to do that, but you'll have gotten ribbon in your kit. So I'm going to use some ribbon in my stash now, and I'm going to make a bow and sit it on. But we did get lovely ribbons in the kit, pre-made ribbons, and that would be perfect on there. So if you have that, you can pop one on there. So I'm just going to make a little bow and stick that on. So I have made a lovely little bow using some of the ribbon that I have from a previous kit from From Lizi, and you can use a little glue dot to pop this on, or a little bit of liquid adhesive. I like to use some hot glue when I'm sticking these on. I like to be sure that that isn't going to come off. So, and I'll just take the little glue string off it as well. And I have, this is an adhesive eraser. If you have little bits of sticky left over from when you've used low-tack tape or from washi tape, this is really good. I had a little bit there and I just went over it and it took it off. It is really, really handy for doing that. Now I have my Merry Christmas sentiment. I don't know if you can see in this light, but I used my Spectrum Noir sparkle pen, and it, in the light, to me it's sparkling like frosted ice. So I'm going to add some liquid glue to this, and what I like to do is add a little bit of liquid adhesive just to the back of my hand, and then I can tap the little die cut along there and make sure it all gets some liquid adhesive on it. You can see it on the back there, but it's not too much, so it's going to be oozing out. So we can put our Merry Christmas there, but I feel it would be very loaded, so I want to put it over here, and I'm going to put it at a jaunty angle, as I like to say, a jaunty angle, just up there. And then to embellish it, you can use some sequins. And these are the ones I have. They're from a previous From Lizi kit. And I love these. I'm going to pull out the black because we have our black sentiment there. So I figure pulling out the black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of dots of adhesive there and 2 there, and then I might add just a little one in there and a little one there, and we'll go for the trifecta, and I'll add another one there. And the reason I add a little bit of liquid glue, even though these have adhesive on them, is just to be sure that the, you know, the sticky on them doesn't come off. So I'm just playing it safe by using some liquid adhesive. We'll put another one there and a little smaller one here, and then a medium size one here, and then I'm going to use the little small ones then here, and I have just enough for my 3 that'll be nestled in around our wreath. Lovely. And there we go. This really is a quick card, depending on what you what you're putting on the front of it. I love this idea. If you have some silhouette stamps, you can, I was struggling to get that in there. I think there was a blockage in my my glue, but this idea for a bauble is so subtle and I think it's lovely. I hope you like this card, card number 5 that we've made, our Christmas bauble card. I think it's so pretty, especially with the wreath, all the shine from our accent glaze on our little red berries of our wreath. And yeah, so if you have enjoyed this video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. If you're a subscriber, thanks for subscribing, and if not, please do hit the subscribe button. That way when I post card number 6 tomorrow, you'll be notified. Don't forget the links to cards 1 to 4 are down below in the description, as is the links to Lizi's website, to the kits, to our Love from Lizi group where you can share your cards, as well as my Blonde Cards and Crafts group, which is called Your Cards and Crafts. So if you do make this card, I would love to see it either in the Lizi Love from Lizi group or in the Your Cards and Crafts group. So that's it. I'm going to leave it there for today. I hope you've enjoyed seeing me make this card, and until tomorrow, see you in the next one. Bye for now.